Welcome back to The Grind. In this video, we are going to talk about Muertok, which is the SoulDance Season Wave 1 rider, and he is an offensive rider that offers stats for all the various classes. So he could be a rider for any class of dragon that you would like. And he's actually a fairly decent rider overall when you compare him to some other ones that we have available now and available in the past. So let's go look at what he has to offer. His first several are just dragon stats. So you get dragon attack, which applies to all classes, dragon HP, and then you can branch up to either warrior HP or invoker HP. Then you can continue on with more generic dragon HP, more generic dragon attack, over to more dragon attack, and then you can either branch up to hunter attack or invoker attack, or the final one, more generic dragon HP. So what I love about this rider is there's a lot of generic dragon stats. So you can pick a couple of these other branches to customize it a little bit further. Now, really, if you're going to rework it for another class, you have to reset the whole thing anyways. But if you just wanted to test a new dragon temporarily, you could just swap, say you spec it for hunters, you could swap it to a warrior. You'd still be missing out on the extra 7% HP and 7% attack, but you get all these generic stats that would count towards the warrior. It's not perfect. You wouldn't want that as your main setup, but it is awesome because this rider does allow invoker stats, and it actually turns out to be fairly good for invokers. So as usual, we're going to swap over to Morion's Neon War Dragon site and take a look at the variations that we can get. Now, I love this website for several reasons. One of them is you can select hunter riders and it will give you all the different riders and their possible different specs that you could get. So when we scroll down to Muertok here, there really is only one combination of skills that you would realistically put in. So you would end up getting 23% attack and 15% HP bonus, which is actually fairly good when you compare it to the other dragons riders here for hunters. And I love it because you can compare all the stats of all the different hunters in one spot. 23% attack is very high for a rider. Only some of them are higher, but then when you add the HP, if you do want the extra HP for your hunters, then it has a fairly good amount of HP for the high amount of attack that it has. But what it does lack is rage regeneration and extra ammo. So unfortunately, as far as a hunter rider, yes, it's a decent rider for a hunter, but not exceptional when we consider that a lot of the other riders do offer rage regeneration, which is often helpful for hunters, and ammo, which, for example, Anya, this hunter rider, the second from the top here, is an awesome hunter rider. That one comes from Atlas. So if you don't have Atlas, you can't get it, unfortunately, but if you do have Atlas, you can always unlock the old Atlas riders. Now we can just swap over here to sorcerer riders, and then we can compare how they all stack up against all the other possible riders that can be used for sorcerers. Then you go down and you can, oh, I must have passed it. Muertok here for sorcerers, 16% attack and 21% HP. That's actually fairly good when you look at all these different ones, comparing them. It's a very decent amount of HP, which sorcerers typically need more of, and it still gets a pretty good boost of attack. So for a dragon like Krelos, you still get that good attack bonus, which is useful because of the I forget what it's called, tail smash spell or whatever, but you still get the HP, which is very helpful. And then we can go over to warriors and take a look here if you're interested in a warrior rider. Muertok gives you 21% HP and 16% attack, just like for sorcerers, which comparing to the rest is actually still very good. Not a lot of them have more than that as far as HP. Only some of them do. For example, Reginald gives some more HP, but less attack, which most warriors primarily just need the HP and rage generation, so you do lack the rage regeneration, which is a little unfortunate. And then we can go over here to invoker riders and take a look here. You can do it a couple different ways if you want to focus on more HP or more attack. So Muertok for attack can get you 23% attack and 15% HP for your invoker, which is actually really good compared to the other ones that we have available for invokers. And then you can also go for 16% attack and 21% HP. I typically like to go on the side of attack. Right now, I think I have Reginald on, I use Reginald on my goodness, Morak, that's the one. And I think I went with the 14 attack, 15 HP, and 8 rage. I don't remember if I actually ended up switching the rider for that one, but that you see, you can just compare all the stats this way, which is awesome. And then if you want, you can even click on the Dragon Rider and you can go and see the skill tree, and you can actually customize it yourself and see how you get to those different spots. So, okay, so there's using those 2 branches there. If I wanted to get more HP instead, I could take these 5 out and then add those 5 in there, and that would give me the extra HP for that invoker. And then it summarizes it all up here at the top for you. So definitely a very useful website. And so this Dragon Rider is a very solid rider if you don't have many options yet, especially if you don't have Atlas, and especially if you need one for invokers, because there are limited ones, and if you missed the previous ones, then you don't really have good ways of getting them. And since this one does allow for invoker stats, it's a very solid choice. It gives a very good, I would say this is a very solid rider for most of the classes, if not all of the classes, but not an exceptional one. There is definitely riders that have come out in the past and that are available in Atlas that can be spec'd to be better for each of the different classes. But overall, this is a very solid rider, and actually one that I might consider getting at the end of the season if I don't find anything else that I like better. The other reason why I am tempted to get this rider is because look at this. This rider looks sick, and I wonder what he looks like on the dragon, because sometimes you can see a fairly decent design on the dragon, but look, man, this outfit and those like floating candles, that cape, oh man, he is very well designed. He's probably one of my favorite looking riders that are available in the game, and I would love to have him just to have him. So hey, I might end up just getting him the first line, so I actually unlock him once but don't actually spec him up to level him up to get the different specs, and just use him as a placeholder for gear and just to say that I got him, because he looks pretty cool, and I think I'll regret it if I don't have at least the level 1 of this rider. So I decided to just go ahead and unlock Muertok just to level 1. I didn't unlock more of his rank up items, so I just have him at level 1. I just put him on Ember here so that I could see how he looks. I really love the way this rider looks. I want to see if I can see him on the dragon's back while flying. I know some riders you can see, I guess some you can't, and unfortunately it looks like you can't see him on the back of Ember right now, which is sad. I wish you could. I would love to be able to see this rider on my dragon while I was flying. But hey, at least I got him to level 1. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. I hope it helps you make your decisions about what to do. But definitely always makes sense to wait till the end of the season to make final decisions if you're not absolutely certain what you want to do. So good luck with the current event, and I will see you in the next video.